The actual reason why the Warriors dropped McClung. The Warriors dropped McClung from the roster after just 2 preseason games. In addition to cutting McClung, they also signed Ty Jerome, a guard who previously played for the Phoenix Suns and Oklahoma City. Given how well he performed throughout the summer league in Japan and his impressive athleticism and passing abilities, some people found Mac's release stunning. His shootings also appeared to be progressing. Welcome back everyone. In today's video, we will be talking all about why the Warriors dropped McClung. Let's begin. Mac averaged over 13 points per game and 50% from beyond the arc across 5 games in the summer league. He only participated in 1 preseason game while in Japan, against the Wizards, where he was a plus 20 off the bench with 9 points and 4 of 6 field goal attempts. While playing with the Warriors, his performances weren't all that horrible. I would even say he was among the better performers the Warriors added to the training camp roster when they signed them in the winter. Even though Mac is compiled with all the Warriors' requests, he's nonetheless cut. The second decision the Warriors made, which was to sign Ty Jerome as a substitute for Mac, is where we want to focus first. Even though Ty's signing is a retaliation to moving Mac, many unanswered concerns remain. Some might even believe that the Warriors recently released a talented player from Fora who performed like crap the previous season. And you could be correct. What the hell are they doing right at the front office? Has Bob Myers become insane? Okay, let's take a step back before drawing any hasty conclusions. The Warriors just performed a small power maneuver. They made no considerations about this whatsoever. Before the Warriors seized the chance to sign Ty Jerome and release McClung, he hadn't even been taken off waivers. Some people didn't even realize they also traded Travion Williams and picked up Anthony Lamb in the trading camp plays because of all the commotion around the signing of Mac. They don't even play the same positions. Williams is a small ball center, stretch 5, and Lamb is a small forward, which is absurd. Lamb played hardly any minutes for the Spurs last season, and with only 2 seasons under his belt, may be close to retiring from the league. With these signings, there are a lot of unanswered questions, so today, we'll talk about everything to bring you guys up to speed on the team's current situation. So if you remember, the Warriors once again won the NBA championship barely 4 months ago. I can't believe it's been that long. In case you missed it, Steph Curry rocked the league to sleep and won the MVP award for the finals to silence the naysayers. To contend for a title, a team requires 3 components on its roster: a strong starting lineup with at least 2 players performing at an all-star level. Having a veteran bench sets the bar for the team's performance, and a few young players to lighten the pressure on the veteran bench players and the first 2 starters throughout the regular season. The young players need minutes to prove themselves as competitors in the league, while the veterans need minutes to build chemistry. While the primary corps is still competing at the highest level of basketball, the Warriors have done an amazing job of selecting and signing guys, the youthful core of the Dubs project, to be at or near the top of the league. This has drawn some of the top seasoned gamers for the Warriors to use as backup players. However, there are still a few open spaces for players to be signed. After the summer league, the Warriors signed some players that were still available, including McClung and Williams. These players put in the effort to compete for roster spots, but there was little possibility McClung would be offered a guaranteed deal. If anything, he would probably beg for these Santa Cruz Warriors. They had him on this course until something unexpected occurred when Jerome became available, or more precisely, when a more seasoned guard with more size and hence better able to switch to and defend other spots became available. McClung did nothing improper at all. Simply put, some things are outside the scope of a player. Additionally, you cannot hoard your assets if you own a firm. Make sure you invest in the assets that will provide you with the best possibilities of winning. Have the Warriors' championship victories been the cause of that? Some of you probably say the 3-point shot, but you couldn't be more mistaken. The 3 have been crucial to the Warriors, but they represent just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to winning championships. The threat of threes has been more important to the Warriors' performance than the actual 3, but even so, it's nothing compared to the Warriors' winning attitude. That has been the group's solid defense. Every year, the Warriors have been the league's best defensive team. The Doves were ranked 11th in 2018, but they were still quite near the top in 2017 with a 2nd place finish. Given that, it is clear how crucial it is for the Warriors to emphasize defense strongly. By now, hopefully you are beginning to put this puzzle together. Let's now continue. A player must be able to hold their own on defense to gain playing time on this team. This implies that you won't receive minutes if you let players go by you and score easy baskets. This won't gain you minutes by itself because the Warriors have a lot of offensively capable players. The only chance these training camp roster acquisitions have is to make sure they don't let opposition players get the best of them. especially with the existing main core and young corps players projected to be all-stars or even better. Because of this, Witherspoon can hold onto a slot despite having a meager offensive game. It's a spot, albeit a two-way. Amazingly, Stephen Curry has a poor reputation as a defender in the NBA. The opposite is true more than anything. There is not enough attention given to Stephen Curry's contributions on the defensive end of the court. That video belongs on a different day. Just keep in mind that Steph Curry created the team that sacrificed a good shot for a phenomenal shot. A decent defender is switched out with a better defender in the second part of that expression. I also want to point out that McClung will have the same number of years in the league as games played in his career if he makes a squad this year. 2. The incident seriously harmed Mavs' chances of remaining on the Warriors squad. This is a crucial point as well. If you recall, Brad Wanamaker, a relatively little player who didn't exactly facilitate to the level the team would need to get our young players touches, was the issue the Warriors ran into a few years back. That's undoubtedly a contributing aspect, but I'm confident that most of the thinking is what I've already described. When a player like Poole is already available off the bench, another aspect to consider is the courage to think about Ryan Rollins, and the fact that there is too much overlap between Rollins and McClung. The Warriors want to set a baseline and prioritize players who can manage defensive tasks. The squad is aware of how important this is to win, so he avoided criticizing McClung directly or jeopardizing his prospects of joining another team by stating that he wanted a pass for his point guard. In my perspective, Ty isn't more of a passing force, but no one will dispute that you should search for backup guys with higher ceilings and possibly lower floors. The decision to select Ty Jerome over Mac is clear-cut, because Jerome was selected on the first round of the draft, and Mac went undrafted. The last thing I wanted to discuss is the team hiring Anthony Lamb as a substitute for Travion Williams. If you have been paying attention up to this point, you know the precise motivation behind the Warriors' signing. Lamb is a seasoned NBA player with a ton of experience and also consistently makes free throws. There is a chance that this will eventually translate into his three-point shooting, and if it does, the Doves may decide to call him up from Santa Cruz, where I anticipate they will use him for the bulk of the season. Lamb has only 1 year of experience, and the Warriors currently only require men on the sides capable of great defense. Williams probably required a lot of defensive work, and there was no way to guarantee his abilities would carry over to the season. Still, Lamb might maybe see playing time through a call-up as an injury replacement for a player at the end of the bench. That is all for this video. We will be back soon with another informative video. Don't forget to like and share this video. Until next time.